Hi and welcome. I'm Demi Stevens, founder and CEO of You're the Book Press and editor-in-chief of Self Pub Magazine. Here in the studio today with Nadine Poper. Welcome. You're a wonderful author. I just love your books. I had the opportunity to meet Nadine just about a month ago or so at an event. What do you do for a living?
I am an elementary librarian in the Reading School District.
Oh, fantastic. There's a special place in heaven for you.
Well, I started out as a classroom teacher. I was a classroom teacher for about 16 years in the Reading School District. And then a friend of mine was the librarian at the current school that I'm at. And I heard that she was retiring. And as soon as I heard that, something just sparked, and I thought, I want to be her replacement.
Oh, wow.
Just instantly. It didn't even take much thought. Something just clicked. And so I immediately went home that exact same day, and I said to my husband, so-and-so's retiring, and I would like to get some classes so I could become a librarian.
So you went from needing to know 20-some children's names to needing to know 200.
Well, actually, our school has about 900 students.
Well.
So my husband gave me the thumbs up, and then I did the same thing. I went to my principal, and I said, could I please have the library if I get my certification? And she gave me the green light also, and I immediately enrolled in what I needed to do, and the rest is, I guess, history, and I love it. I've been the librarian there for a few years now.
I kept it a secret from you, but I was a public librarian.
Oh,
kindred spirits.
There is just something special about that job. It's lovely. I love it.
Yeah, it's something great. Well, tell us a little bit about your family.
I have a wonderful husband, very supportive through this whole publishing process. His name is Russ, and we've been married since 1992.
Wow.
So we do have an anniversary coming up this fall. And,
congratulations.
Thank you. And I have 3 handsome and very wonderful sons. My one son is Ryan, and he's a student right now at Drexel in Philadelphia. And
you're not old enough to have a student at Drexel. Dude.
He spent some time in the Navy, and he was over in Afghanistan, and so he is...
Where are you hiding the wrinkles? I need your cream here.
Well, he's just a phenomenal young man, and so he's having a good time in the city, city life. And then my other 2 sons are teenagers, Adam and Aaron, and so we're just having a good time this summer. Doing all kinds of neat things until, of course, school starts again. So.
Oh, yay. Do you have pets?
I do. I have
I'm
Buddy.
guessing.
I have Buddy, who's our 8-year-old brindle dachshund. Actually, he looks very much like this, because I would consider this like a brindle coat. And Wendy, and she's our puppy.
Oh, when did you get Wendy?
We got Wendy last August, and we didn't plan on a puppy coming home. My husband and I were just taking a weekend camping trip just on our own, just right down at French Creek, which is half an hour from our house. We just wanted a little getaway, and we were taking a walk through St. Peter's Village, and we happened to come off the trail, and we heard barking. And instantly, my husband says, oh, that's a wiener bark. It's like, it's a wiener bark.
Is that like the Boston dialect? You can tell it from a mile away.
Exactly. So sure enough, we followed it, and there was a man and a woman who had also, I guess, just come off the trail. And in the back of their pickup were 2 dachshunds.
Aww.
And we did what all dachshund people do. You go up to each other and you start talking dachshund
You don't
language.
sniff.
They don't sniff each other. And and the female was just gorgeous. This petite, thin, beautiful. She was probably like only about 1.5 years, maybe 2 years old. And the woman there then said, it just so happens that she had her first litter. And my husband immediately says, "Do you have any left?" And I'm like, "Oh, no, you did not just say that."
Like cover his mouth.
Oh,
what did you say?
And sure enough, she says, "As a matter of fact, we have one left, and it looks just like her."
Heartbreaker.
So we stopped what we were doing. We went to their home, and we saw her, and the next day we took her home. She was ready to go. She was about 7 weeks old, almost 8 weeks old at the time. So
I had 2 dachshunds in my life too.
Did you?
Yeah, Shelly was a little black thing with brown on her ears, and Willie belonged to my family friends, the McLaughlins, and he had an affinity for McDonald's ice cream sundaes.
Oh my goodness.
I'm pretty sure that's not good for him. Was it?
Well, Ezra Jack Keats, the author, the children's author, in his books, he has a dachshund named Willie.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh, I'll have to get a copy and send to them.
There's Whistle for Willie, and so he's featured in some of his books.
That would be excellent. So am I right in understanding that you're affiliated with Rescue?
Yes. I've been doing volunteer work, and I'm a foster home for Coast to Coast Dachshund Rescue.
Oh, wow.
And they have kind of locations, just like their name says, coast to coast. And every day, just about, I can pull up my email, and there will be something from them about a dachshund somewhere in the United States that needs to be rehomed. So whoever's kind of closest, we can just kind of say, okay, I'm interested, I'm close by. And
wow.
So
do you need to have special facilities in your house just set aside for the rescue fosters?
It all depends, I guess, on the rescue itself. I did have to have a home visit, so if anybody's interested in
I was thinking some
home,
of our readers might be interested in doing that.
They would come to your home and do just like a home check. I don't have a fenced yard, but my dogs are always leashed when we go out, so that is definitely a stipulation. And we actually almost had a foster on Father's Day. He was supposed to come up from Georgia, and it was an owner surrender. And to get a dog from another state, they have to somehow get the dog up to the foster home. So then that's where volunteers come in to sign up for a transport.
Wow.
So there's certain legs of the journey from Georgia up through almost to my doorstep. And but it just fell through at the last minute because there was 2 legs of the journey where nobody was able to get the dog from that point to the next. But there was another rescue group, Dachshund Rescue of North America, I believe, who was able to step in and help.
Wonderful, wonderful. That's a great story. Tell us, do you have any favorite authors?
I have a lot of favorite authors. Being a children's librarian, I am just flooded with the current kids' books that are coming out. And it seems like the same authors and the same genre almost keeps coming to my forefront. And one of those, I would have to say, for me, is Mo Willems. His series, Elephant and Piggy, I just think it's brilliant. He's the author of Don't Let the Pigeon Drive the Bus and Pigeon Finds a Hot Dog, the whole pigeon series. But Mo Willems is a fantastic author of mine. But there are just many, many wonderful children's authors out there that I just get. I think the ones that, like Mo Willems, what I like best about him is that his text is so limited, but yet the storyline is hysterical. And when I read those out loud to little kids, they can get it more than the picture books that have tons of text. I love that kindergarten pre-K audience. They just laugh and laugh. So I think that's what draws
so connected between the text and the images.
I think that's what draws me to his work.
So I understand you get around to a lot of conferences or expos too. Have you met some authors?
I have, and again, I've met so many. The latest, I guess, last fall when I was at Princeton, book festival, or Princeton Children's Festival. There was Brian Floca. And, of course, just at that moment, he had won the Caldecott 4 locomotive. So
yeah, he was flying high.
Yeah. And then I saw Bruce Coville, and he was a lot of fun, too. I guess his most popular work, most people can remember, is My Teacher's an Alien. And
there's one in every school.
My teacher fried my brains. But, I've met Catherine Applegate, the one and only Ivan. I would have to say, I guess going back to favorite authors, is maybe not favorite authors so much as just like certain book titles. And the one and only Ivan that she wrote is just up there on my own personal top 10 list of children's books. And it won the Newbery, of course. And that is just a beautiful story. So I got to meet her. The brother and sister team, Jennifer and Matt Holmes, who does Baby Mouse, the graphic novel of Baby Mouse.
I recognize the author names, but the titles,
yes,
for sure. Those
yes.
cute little pink covers.
Yes, and those fly off the shelves at my school constantly. But there's just so many more that I belong to Pennsylvania Young Readers' Choice Committee for Pennsylvania School Librarians Association.
So you get a chance to choose books to promote.
Yes, I do. And so every year at the annual conference, there's authors that I get to meet. And so that's where I got to see Catherine Applegate this past May. But I've seen her before, too. And there's just numerous authors that I've met.
That's really exciting. I'm so glad you could join us today in the studio, and I hope you've had a little bit of fun learning behind the author with Nadine Poper today. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.